Hey folks, I hope everyone's doing well. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on. It was difficult just to come on at all. Sorry that almost nobody's heard from me this month. Since you last saw me at the last, I guess it was Halloween. My depression's gotten worse. Partially just the fucking bipolar swing, and like it having been a difficult year, that I pushed myself quite a bit. Depression was already swinging in hard enough, and then some outside circumstances that I don't want to talk about. Well, the combination, I'm in an extremely poor state. Hi, Lightheart. Hi, Nolan. Yeah, I love you. Everyone is here. And the depression's not just on a feeling level. My brain's not working right. Everything's overwhelming, and I'm having to mostly just drop back to the goal of not killing myself. So I don't know how long until I'm going to be in a just depressed state and not extremely depressed and suicidal. When I'm able to, I'll try to do more on the channel. All 2076 says I've been there. Fuck, I hate when I feel it coming on like that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you understand. It's unfortunate how many people do understand how I've been feeling. So, hey, Cameron, Tommy, Dan, good to see you here. Hi, Andrea. Thanks for being here. Much love to everybody. "2076 wrote, what is something small you can do now for yourself that would be one small step in the right direction?" That kind of shit's great or great when I'm at a different level of depression, but what did they say? William James, Academy of Ideas, like a week ago, did a video oddly titled on joy, but then had something very interesting about depression at the end. I think it was William James described a state called dust and ashes. And that sometimes from there, the only way to get out of it is what he called a moral holiday. Um, I've hit a place, like not in every moment, uh, but most of them, where I can't do the smallest thing. The only way to keep from the suicidal shit getting overwhelming is to just give up on everything, to just shut down and just endure it like a storm. So at the moment, I just don't have it in me to do anything but endure this and try not to let any of the bad shit take over. Dan says, even in this inner darkness, brother, grateful to see you. Same goal here, working through the suicidal state. Yeah, I know you know a lot about this. Fuck yeah, it's brutal how many people understand. Thanks, Adela. I really appreciate that. I'm really not that interested in food, 2076. I'm sorry, I know I should read something so people know what I'm answering. Yeah, I'm not sure if I should just end this now or try to stick it out for a few more minutes. Anyway, I don't have it in me to do this right. Anyway, yeah, I just don't like food in particular, whether I'm depressed or manic. I just eat once a day, and eating to me is a chore. I run away, rascal. Lightheart wrote, just gonna send love your way, bro. Sending. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, and love and blessings to everyone out there, but in particular, anyone else dealing with depression right now. Fuck. I'm not going to make it anywhere near the hour minimum I usually try to do. I don't think I've gone under an hour for any full moon other than the one that I missed entirely. But I'm really not sure if I should just fucking end this now or Tommy Unique Name says, is it a full moon? Yes, it is the midnight closest to the full moon. The full moon's technically in a couple hours. Not for some fucking reason. Early on doing the channel, I decided to try to do midnights every full moon. At the moment, it's a combination of one, my brain not working well. The part that puts non-linguistic thoughts into words. It's very difficult to get going. And partially because parts of my brain that are active are very depressed and negative. And so most of what is coming into my head just aren't things that I'm going to say. Why not say them? Because they're not things I agree with. This part of my brain is very good at framing anything negatively. All right, fuck, I'll try to talk about this a bit. managing mindfulness while in really extreme states. The depressed parts will just, well, it depends at one level. There's one level where just I've said before that it seems to me that internally there's both Christ and the adversary. In the same way that sort of the agopic part of me that I can connect to me just seems to merge into like the body of Christ or whatever, the love of God. The really extreme, like basically psychotic levels of depression. It's like having the devil loose inside you and not like the charming, clever wordplay tries to trick you with a contract or the polite sit down with God and discuss tormenting Job. Like just this pure pain, hatred, just a torrent of internal torture and pressure to turn against everything. Again, its milder forms, depression twists your mind to want to blame others. And it can cause a lot of really bad trains of thought. So for me, trying to be mindful and not caught into it, up in it, not to let it take over, like sit in the throne, but just also not to let it influence me. It's like, I'm sure I've rambled about this when I was manic. There's a complete argument for why God is good, where all evil is only there because without it there would be no good and it unites in the end and blah, blah, blah that I've talked about before. But there's also a complete argument for existence is bad. God is bad. Like the William James Dust and Ashes. The good things, the pleasures are only there so they can be taken away or so that someone else can be tormented by your joy. And so I'm sticking to the axiomatic choice that the overall system has chosen. But I haven't been able to feel that. I can't properly compute the argument for the good. I remember other parts of me experiencing being able to, but that doesn't compute fully. And it's like the advocate for the existence as bad turn against it is just active and very eloquent. And I don't see any good in putting out anything coming from that. And the reasons I'm holding on are the mystical bullshit that I don't understand right now. Most of the time, my connection to God is very dim and cold. And when I've reached out for comfort, the internal answer has been that I've agreed to go through this, and that, even before things got worse, I got a heads up that I didn't really pay full attention to. But the delusion at the moment is that it's not a test, it's not trading. I don't know what the word is. But the goal of the exercise is to be able to go down to a layer of hell where there is no hope and where you can't feel the connection, and still choosing that side. Being able to believe it exists even when I can't connect to it. Fuck, I do not feel good about doing this. It is really not easy to talk about this kind of shit. Olin says, does expressing it help, or does it just proliferate like a hydra? Expressing it this way is painful. All of my involvement on the channel is very painful when I'm in this state. Everything I've done is embarrassing to me. The fact that I'm doing this now is embarrassing to me. I don't see any value in what I'm doing. Sorry, with all of that, I'm not choosing to connect those thoughts. See, it's like, yeah. See, I let that come out the way it was inside me. It's just I'm experiencing a lot of that. It's how I feel. It's not what I choose. Like, if it were someone else doing this, I would not think less of them for it. I don't agree that I should feel embarrassed by this shit. But that is all I'm full of. I'm sorry I'm not responding to everything. I don't. But I noticed Joel Fry said, I'm sorry you're feeling bad. Thank you. I appreciate that. But in no way do I want to make I don't know. This is my path. I can get through this. I don't want to make anyone feel bad or worried for me. So Tommy unique name, I just jumped further back, wrote in your anger, do not sin, must be something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. It feels like a task of allowing evil impulses to arise and pass. I remain committed to like that agapic love and forgiveness. So this is like a boot camp of trying to hold on to that perspective. Nerdy Bird writes, regarding paraphrasing, it breaks my heart that others understand. Like quoting, paraphrasing what I said. Certain sign of empathy. You, like me, have hearts so huge as to hinder. Yeah. Yeah, 2076. Shit like that and more. The darkest part of me has a very active imagination. Beth wrote, what is to give light must endure burning. V. Frankel. I like that. Anyway, Rascal says, hey, in this you have already taught me valuable lessons and given me some great insight. Glad to hear that. Like, to be honest, that doesn't feel believable to me. And I'm not saying you're not being genuine, but just like to describe the phenomenon. Because being mindful through this really dark shit is hard. You want to turn away from it. And you don't want to see all the layers. But anything positive said about me goes through a filter of that's bullshit, or at least that's unlikely, or for anyone else going through depression, be careful about how you evaluate yourselves. It goes through filters. Hey, Grizz. Great Grizz says, I thought sitting out on the boat alone was a special kind of hell. Then I saw friends waving in the shore and felt the depths I dwell. Another thing I've noticed being mindful through this is You're really deep, the gratitude exercises don't work much. But also the agapic love shit. The reason I want to move away from it is when I'm depressed enough, love just hurts. It feels like the way you love someone after they've died. And not as intense as just losing somebody. It's not identical, but it's a very similar flavor. Love is painful, and when I look at it closely, it feels like I've already lost somebody, even if I haven't. Even if you're with someone, there's that feeling of a divide. It feels very similar to like mourning somebody, even when they're there. And the agapic love of everyone is the same. It's painful. Everyone else's suffering seems so overwhelming. And even the people who are doing well. Just again, that dust and ashes mindset can make you break your heart for whatever tragedy's coming they haven't encountered yet. Tommy says, that reminds me a lot of a journal entry I wrote one time. I began questioning many things. I questioned writing things down in my journal. Writing things down makes me feel exempt from keeping them in my brain, but I really need to keep things in my brain too. So writing these things in my journal won't save me. All right, Grizz is ordering me to plug the Discord. Fucking what a pathetic, depressing mood to plug anything. All right, we have a Discord. I didn't put any links in the description of this, just like I didn't make a thumbnail. But the links to every other video we have offered, not the link, the description for every other video on the channel has a link to our Discord. At the moment, I'm not checking messages. People are free to message me, but I have no idea. When I'm active, I check messages there. And when I'm active and doing private sessions, that's where I arrange them through that. But even while I'm not active, Grizz has stepped up and been getting content out and doing shit on the Discord and fucking doing game nights and whatever. I don't know, Grizz, write yourself whatever there is. I'm not a good salesman right now, but Grizz has been Grizz has been having some good conversations. He's trying to keep this sorting myself out thing alive while I'm mostly dead. And even though I'm not around at the moment, Grizz and lots of other wonderful people are around on the Discord. Yes, Joel, I live in the country. Thank God. I could not survive living in a city. I live in a little old farmhouse my great-grandfather built, with just fields and trees around me. I can't see any neighbors. D. Lars says, you can't be such a harsh judge of yourself. Self-persecution brings you down a spiral. Yeah. And so, again, I'm not I'm being mindful not to connect to things, not to, well, on the one hand, I do listen. Because depression can make us aware of real faults we have. But I keep in mind that 90% of it or more can be bullshit and that it's too extreme. And so it's just, for me at least, and I think for a lot of people with extreme depression, and like mine's not just depression, it's bipolar fucking depression. So there's more wrong with my brain than just depression. It just produces these fucking thoughts. Which is why mindfulness, well, I've never heard of mindfulness when I started doing it. But mindfulness is really important because that shit, yeah, for whatever else Sam Harris isn't so great on, his shit on mindfulness and just observing thoughts and emotions is great. That's very nice, Lightheart. Lightheart wrote, "We take any embarrassment and unfold it with love." That's very kind. And yeah, another reason I didn't want to vent too much about the kinds of thoughts of embarrassment or difficulty or whatever other fucking bullshit I said about doing the channel. I am very grateful to the quality of audience and community we have. On the one hand, it's fucking yeah, it often seems to me very ridiculous for somebody as fucked up as me to be coming in to a public venue and ranting about the insanity inside me. It's remarkable the group of people that show up in the community. Very loving and supporting people, very open-minded and intelligent. But we get very, very, very little fucking trolling. And I would be so easy to troll. And when it sinks in the amount of support, like just good fucking decent human kindness the community here shows me. When that sinks in, it's, I don't know, it's beyond surprising considering what a lot of social media can be like. So thank you, all of you. Fuck. I made it to 39 minutes. For a moment, I was just going to cut it dead. See, part of me thinks this, yeah, I'm hearing a lot of internal, like, this is bullshit. Cut it off now. But people I love and respect are here, and I don't know what anyone's getting out of this. So I'm not going to commit to trying to make it to the hour, but I'm not going to disappear immediately. However, I'm just going to shut up for a couple minutes. Or, yeah, I've got to just shut up to at least compensate the part of my brain that's screaming for me to turn off the stream. I'm just going to Yeah. Moment of silence. Maybe we can use it to pray for everyone dealing with depression. Seems to be a bigger problem than usual at the moment. All right, I'm going to read what Tommy wrote. Then later I wrote, it seems I'm interpreting the journal writing behavior as something that makes me safe, rather than interpreting it as a tool to help me feel safe when I actually am safe. Anyway, that was a long-winded, but yeah, sometimes you do things because you know there's a reason, even though the reason is hidden from you at the moment. Yeah, I can understand that. Joel says maybe you should take Latuda, but it can cause extreme anxiety. Yeah, I'm fucking like I'm very supportive of anyone else who finds psychiatric drugs helpful. Um, like I've been bipolar for fucking 14 years. I've been I've been in the psych ward. I've tried lots of psych meds and nothing has worked well for me, and everything I've tried fucked me up in one way or another. I'm just not ready. Yeah, I'm not willing to fuck around with any change in my chemical intake because even at its most extreme, I can get a handle on this shit with the chemical balance of my self medicating. Nicotine instead of lithium. And my mindfulness and shit, I can handle this. But I can't handle getting any more fucked up by some psych med. So long as I can stick to my base goals, which are not to end up back in an insane asylum or not to kill myself. Well, I use prescription sleeping pills. Like not every night. I use them responsibly. I I use prescription sleeping pills to help with my sleep. But other than that, I don't want to fuck around with my chemical balance. It would only be if I thought I was going like I've been close at times where I would give myself a matter of days. And often like I'd tell someone else, like one of my parents or something, that I was very on the edge. I'm going to give myself, whatever, a week or 3 days, depending on how far I am. If I can't get it under control by then, I'm going to go in and fucking get some of those fucking, I can't keep the names of them straight now. Some of those fucking zombie drugs to knock me out. Or, yeah, so if I needed it in extreme case, I would go get it on my own rather than tipping over and ending up involuntarily committed again. But so far since 2009, I haven't needed to. All right, 2076 says, well, fuck, I'm glad I'm not the only goddamn one dealing with this. Yeah, that's a reminder of one of the reasons I guess I do this, even though it's embarrassing. Is that when you're like this, it's fucking hard to do this. And so I guess it would be harder to be going through this and think you're the only one who does. And so, yeah, if you're not already on the Discord, because the Discord's full of people who, yeah, came through this fucking channel. There's a disproportionate number of people who know what extreme fucking depression or various mental illnesses are like in our group. Not everyone's crazy, but we have more than from a random sampling. So if you are looking to, like I said, I'm not that active right now, but there's some other high quality mad folk out there. So if you're looking to talk to more people going through what you're going through, maybe Grizz, if you're still here, put the Discord link in the chat in case 2076 wants to join our band of fringe dwellers. Dave Brecker writes, I grappled too when knowing God but still seeking his face. Then a 90-year-old lady said something and I realized how far I've treaded. When I turned my face away, it actually helped my growth. See, I have something to say to that, but I can't put it into words. It's stuck on the other side of my brain. Sure, if I get down to it, yeah, fuck it, I'm 10 minutes away from an hour. How did that happen? If you have a question, write it. I'm not sure if I'll get down to it. Or, yeah, like what just happened. It's often even, I haven't been talking to many people, but yeah, sometimes my brain just fucking seizes up when I'm like this. Oh, thank you, Beth. Put the Discord. Oh, Grizz says, and sorry, yeah, I just don't have it in me to answer everything. I'm just going to read mostly quietly for a minute. But Grizz says that they're going to open a Discord voice room when I finish. Yeah, so if when I do wrap this up, any of you lot feel like talking, Grizz is going to be hosting a group chat in our Discord. Thank you very much, Grizz, for everything you've been doing on the channel. John writes, heard a tale when asked why he left Paradise. The devil said he wanted to become a writer. Hey, Pat, good to see you. How you doing? Lightheart writes, in my fragility, I am made strong. Yeah, I like that. And your empathy engenders recursive love. Good. That's worth a little embarrassment. Oh, I think I'm way far behind now. Still. Oh, hey, Levi. Yeah, I haven't seen you active in a while. And I haven't checked recently, but a little while ago, you'd put out some really great songs on your channel. So, people, go check out Levi Plasma Music. His cover of the Beatles' Help is still my favorite. I love that. Tommy says the nice thing about doing these streams is you can watch them back later when you're feeling higher and you'll see what people are getting out of it. Then your faith will increase. That's one fucking thing about the channel is even when I'm manic, I don't watch myself. I don't rewatch my streams. I cannot stand listening to myself, even when I'm in a good mood. It's not just depression. The manic side of me often isn't embarrassed of it. Maybe not often. There is a fucking certain summertime idiot mood where even the depressing shit, like that fucking version of me, feels like, yeah, sees like the value in it for other people and sees it as like brave and shit. But even that part of me does not like watching myself. I mean, it's not the visual. I don't like the sound of my voice. And I don't like the way I fucking express my thoughts. I think I do a horrible job expressing the things I try to talk about. So yeah, I don't watch any of my shit. I barely I barely remember most of what I've talked about too. So Levi's saying that the reason he hasn't been around for a while has been mega productive with stuff. Excellent. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, man. And here's I'm still skeptical about psych meds. Yeah, I think I've seen notifications of you putting songs out, and just this fucking month I have not been listening to music at all. It's too fucking emotional for me. Like depressed music is a bit like happy music just fucking hurts. Um, so yeah, I haven't been listening to music, so I haven't seen anything you put out in a while. But seriously, people, check out Levi's channel. I'm not just being polite. He's awesome. Okay, I don't know how far behind I was. I jumped up to present. Okay, Levi's gonna post some of his tunes on our Discord. Thanks, man. Lightheart says, wrong. I don't know what I was wrong about. You're a modern shaman. Yeah, I'm still accepting that frame that this is part of my journey where the shaman connection to nature, even. It's all about death and frozenness. Yeah, I'm just in a trip into the underworld part. Okay, Levi says podcasting is a hard thing for me to do alone. So I kind of find it hard too. Once I'm doing better, we should record something together if you want and post it on both our channels. Yeah, we'd intended way back to do that. I don't know what happened. Which of us flaked? Keep in touch once we're both in the right mood for it at the right time. 2076 wrote, whoa, Levi's actually talented. Yeah, Levi's fucking awesome. All right, I only have a minute and a half to fill. Yeah, Levi, we'll definitely do something together at some point. I'm not sure how long until I'll be up for it, but also Grizz has been recording some conversations. So if you're like in a great mood and don't want to wait for me, you can check and see if he's interested. There's a couple things coming up in the next little while I have to deal with. I don't know. Maybe if that goes well, maybe it won't be so long. Maybe in just a couple weeks. Yeah, I can't predict. I don't know. It'll happen when it happens, brother. But we'll record something sometime. $20.76 writes, oh, come on, don't go. I didn't even finish my nachos. Well, how much longer will it take you to eat your nachos? Grizz writes, weird how amazing the people who turn up around here turn out to be. Yeah, we don't get a great number of views, but we get excellent quality people. And Lightheart says, remember, there's a rebirth after sleeping under the snow blanket. Yeah, I fucking know in theory. But just when you're really depressed, even knowing that, it just doesn't feel real. Most of the time, I can't even remember what happiness felt like. It's like, yeah, I don't even hope for happiness, just relief from suffering. All right, we're at an hour, but okay, wait, I forget who. Was it 2076? Someone needed to finish nachos. So let us know when you're done, and then we'll wrap this up. $2076 asks, anyone else here smoke weed? Yes, I do, and a number of other people in the community do. Okay, Grizz says thanks for the stream, and then says rich people, we have Patreon with exclusive Merc footage. It's there. I plugged that, Grizz. Tommy says, perhaps someday I will look at myself in the same way. First feeling terrible about myself, and then later cheering myself on and feeling happy for myself. Yeah, once the Summertime Idiot comes out, he's really fucking proud of us surviving this. And it's weird because it's not the kind of thing other people can see. It's like completely invisible, but it's like there is this internal fucking adventure. Just brutal pain. And like we don't experience the real world. We experience our awareness, we experience our experience. So even though it's not real to anyone else, phenomenologically, it is very real. It is very much like I have been fighting demons and going through hell, like the internal experience. So if you can get over the fact that some people, I don't know, don't take that seriously at all, when you get through that kind of shit and you're on the upswing, you're proud of having endured it. Yeah, that idiot summertime part feels very good about being able to be exposed to that without having the demons win. Yeah, 2076 mentioned weed. So John Whirls says, just found here. Here seems where I ought to be. All right, well, good. I'm glad I didn't fucking back out tonight, and I'm glad I stuck around long enough for you to find us. What are you going through, John? I'm bipolar. And then Grizz, the other like rising star in the channel, isn't really crazy, but he understands depression, and he's like warped from conspiracy theory experiences. How'd you like that description of you, Grizz? Sorry to hear that, Levi. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you're all good now. All right, 2076 had written was just about done, or she. Sorry, I don't know which, or Azur or something. But anyway, the numbered individual was almost done. Wow, Grizz is good at this like YouTubing thing. So he says like, share, subscribe, and ring the bell. Yeah, and Grizz has been working fucking hard on this. So if you do want to support the channel, just sharing, liking, and that shit makes a big difference. Oh, thanks. And our numbered individuals backing Grizz up on asking for likes. Dirty Bird has never been put on hold by nachos before. Not sure if I have been or not. You ever get put on hold by mosquitoes? Sometimes when I'm outside doing shit, I go inside and a couple mosquitoes land and start drinking. Sometimes I'm like, oh, fuck, I'll let them finish. So I sit down and have another smoke or two. I'm easy to delay. Even insects wanting to suck my blood can do that. Okay, nachos are finished. We can wrap this up now. So, Grizz is going to host something over on the Discord, apparently. Yeah, I made it over the hour, and yeah, that's it for me for tonight. Sorry for everything I didn't respond to, and yeah, sorry that almost nobody's heard from me in so long. I'll do more when I can, but at the moment, I can't predict when that'll be. But lots of lunatic love to you all. I hope everyone else dealing with any depression or fucking anything, it gets better for you. You got my love and prayers. Good night.